Dystopia tonight.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I am here with somebody I just met this past weekend at the National Comedy Museum for the Lucille Ball Comedy Fest, who I found out while I was at the festival from him. He was the lead guitarist for 10,000 Maniacs. So, I mean, that was like when I thought you were fucking with me.
Most
Like,
people do.
seriously, like it was one of those things where I was just like, oh, he saw the podcast and he knows I have bands and shit on and blah blah blah, so
Right.
he's just fucking pulling my chain. But like, I mean, that is just, you just said it so fucking nonchalantly to me. Like you're like, oh yeah, and by the way, it was like, so I think we were just about to film on the Lucille Ball set to do some interviews, and like you were just so busy, man. You were hauling ass, kicking ass, running back and forth to do shit. And then like in between that, you're like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, I was the lead guitarist for 10,000 Maniacs. And then you just like meep Roadrunnered out of the room. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it was so cool.
Yeah. No, a lot of people in that town know that about me. So
right.
I do like to nonchalantly share that with talent that comes through. Because a lot of times it puts talent at ease,
Yes,
like
to be around other talent. Yeah.
Yeah, like, things that other people don't know. So that's a pretty nice thing.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
Yeah. And also, I mean, isn't Natalie Merchant from Jamestown?
She is, yeah, for sure.
That's so crazy to me, because I always just think of it as the Lucille Ball town, like that's where I don't notice. I didn't know anybody else came from Jamestown, but you live in Jamestown as well. So were you and Natalie both just grew up in the same town, or like, how is that?
She's a little bit older than me, so I came in a little later, but
Okay.
I was not the original lead guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up being the original lead guitarist, guitar technician for about 4 years.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
And during that 4-year time period, I became very close with other members of the band and started, working on music with them independently.
Right.
And just became a part of the family. And unfortunately, he passed away in 2000. And a couple years passed, and we were all still very creative, writing and making music together in our home studios. And we decided to throw the band back together. And that was, that ended up being a 22-year saga.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah. Oh, it was great fun. Yeah, I can't even tell you.
I want to talk to you more about that, but I want to talk about the Comedy Fest, since it's just
as do I.
Since it just happened, since it's I mean,
yeah, it's fresh in the brain.
Yeah, fresh in the brain. I'm going to be posting the interviews and stuff soon, and all the photos, because it was just so much content we wound up getting from all of that too. But for me, just as a whole, and I think we talked about this a little bit even when I was there, until you're in that museum, until you step into it, like there's nothing else that kind of does it any justice. Like
no.
What was that? Like, how long have you been with the museum?
I've been with this museum about 3 years, just a little over.
Okay.
And I came in, I was doing Maniacs and Comedy Center at the same time for a little brief minute, which proved to be a little too much of a weight to carry. So I decided to go with the Comedy Center, and you're not wrong when you say that. It is a huge monument to the art form.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, had you ever been there before?
No, this is my first time.
So as a comedian yourself, I've witnessed many comedians walk through those doors and sort of be like, whoa, I didn't expect this. And I wondered, did you have that same experience,
100%. I mean, I had known about it. I was a fan of its existence. I had talked to Kelly Carlin about it. I had talked to Lewis Black about it. I've had George Slaughter, who's a good friend of mine, on the show a bunch, and on my MS benefit, and it always comes up. It's just one of those things. And then, but you look online and like you see photos of people that are there that post shit or whatever, and it kind of just looks like any other museum. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, cool. They have photographs and stuff on the walls, kind of like even when you go to comedy clubs and stuff like that, where you're like, okay, this is this guy's thing, this is that guy's thing. But the thing that I found to be most interesting about the museum is how personalized it becomes and how interactive it is, and the level of curation all your archivists have for.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
really is. I mean,
example, the Carlin exhibit there, that you guys have a compute like a touch screen that has a picture of a chest that he used to keep or whatever, and like open up his chest, and then it's all his notes, but also it's transcribed digitally, so you can literally
right.
go through like.
And one of the things that blows me away about that particular exhibit is that you might not be able to understand his handwriting because, as a creative, I think you understand this. You get an idea, you write it down real quick on a napkin or on a note card or on something.
Yeah.
You might be the only person that can really understand that.
Yes.
Like it's your own language, right?
Absolutely.
There are translations that I don't know for a fact, but I believe that Kelly probably helped with.
Wow.
Like, because if you look in that exhibit, it'll say, do you need this transcribed for you? So you can actually read George's handwriting.
Yes.
And it will translate it for you, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the kind of thing, like, I mean, I don't know. Do you have any kind of access to the archive, like people that are going through with it? Do you deal with any of those people?
I do deal with the archive department quite a bit. And it's incredible what that team does.
Well, because
there.
they had to just do it for the Joan Rivers exhibit that just opened when I was there.
Yeah, I participated in that quite a bit as well.
So give me a little background, like what's the process like when you guys are sifting through that material and
well, I'm more of a builder, so I helped with the exhibit. I didn't deal a lot with the archives. I know that they spent a lot of time digitizing all of those cards.
Wow.
Hours and hours and hours meticulously doing that with care, with gloves on, with, really taking care of that material because it's so important to our national comedic history, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, hugely.
Yeah, it is kind of weird to see that you guys have collected all of the things that, we lose. Like, for the,
Sure.
I mean, George saved a lot of stuff, and then Joan is a little bit different with her, how meticulous she was with her organization and her notebooks and stuff like that too. But there is just, when I was looking at that museum, I was like, my God, like there's so many things that you guys collected from people, but then it's like there's so much that I know for a fact that we all lose or drop, or like I'll go through jacket pockets and I'll uncrumble.
So, out here in my man cave,
yeah,
I have this huge pile of song notes.
yeah,
somebody saved those for those comedians,
right?
Like,
Exactly. And the other thing too that's kind of crazy is like, I mean, I have an entire bottom drawer filled with notebooks, that I've written in. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've 20 years worth of, whatever. But the thing about that is that like you'd think like there's part of you that goes like, I should throw this shit, away. It's taking up space. But the amount of times I've gone back and looked through stuff and been like, oh, that wasn't a bad. Why didn't I ever use this? Like that's not because you age, you grow,
right. But
yeah.
Yep. And then you look at it through a different lens and go, wow, that was actually good. And I didn't think it was at the time.
Right.
And you might reframe it.
Yeah.
And use it again.
Exactly.
And this goes back to something I've said to a lot of comedians that I've talked with. The parallels between the music world and the comic world are unbelievable. The parallels between those two things. You don't get up on stage and be a comedian without trying it over and over and over again and failing, right?
Yeah.
Fail, 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 win.
Yeah.
Fail, win, fail, win, fail, win. The same thing happens to musicians. I mean, if you don't get on the stage and dig your teeth in, you're never going to get anywhere. So I love that.
Yeah.
And the fact that both different sects of artwork have piles of notes that can be lost,
Yeah,
it's
man.
it's very, very, very similar.
It's why I love talking to musicians. I mean, I love talking to comedians and my friends and stuff like that on the podcast or whatever. But then when I started this, I was like, can I actually pull in some of my favorite bands, from
Sure.
especially from like, 90s and stuff like that too, where they were like just shaping my life, like
Right.
there isn't a piece of music from that era that isn't somehow ingrained into the fabric of my own existence. Like I'm just carrying these time capsules that are CDs, or cassette,
Right. Right.
like whatever with me. And then, but like, I love the crossover. I love so this is kind of nerdy, but I'll tell you, I remember getting to headline, Jenkinson's, like, this is way pre-COVID or whatever. But the
Okay.
only thing I gave a shit about was that when I was 21, I saw the Gin Blossoms there.
Sure.
And I was like, oh my fucking God, I get to do the same, I get to be on the same stage that the Gin Blossoms did.
I had a band in Western New York at one point that I was very excited to open up for the Gin Blossoms in Buffalo. We did that at one point.
Nice.
We got to open for them.
Yeah. Oh, that's so, see, like, and I like the shared history, man. I like the crossing paths, seeing each other on the road. Like the amount of times I've been like in DC at the same time, like Jake Clemens was there or whatever. And then,
Right.
you're like, oh fuck, I wish we can get, or you do get together, you can get like, but there's something about traveling the same, highways, you know what I mean? Or there, it's
definitely
almost like you're
travel
traveling the nervous system of the country. You know what I mean? Where you're all on that
big
same
time.
journey.
There was an old Maniacs joke, and I'm sure it's not just a Maniacs joke, but be nice to everyone on the way up because you're going to see them on the way back down. So, because you're all traveling those same highways.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Don't be mean to anybody because you're going to see them again.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Oh God, totally.
Very true.
And the crazy thing is too is like, I mean, every comedian I know wants to be you, wants to be a musician, a lead guitar,
Yeah.
and every not every musician, but I've come across a lot of musicians who are like, man, I wish I could just get up there and say whatever. But I always feel like that's like, I would love to have a band to turn to when a joke bombs and go, all right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna play.
It. You have a safety net of people around you.
Yeah.
And even when you're doing a solo gig, you have a safety net of your guitar that you're holding on to.
Yeah.
It's like a little piece of armor,
Right.
or something. But it blows my mind, being with all these wonderful comedians, because I can get up and sing in front of a bunch of people. I can't get up and talk.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different mindset that it's hard for me to wrap my brain around.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like though, like
I don't
it
know
really?
why that is.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It is a different mindset completely. Do you ever feel like though, like comedians and musicians, like that's just like we have like a secret weapon though? Like we look like, well, I mean, I'm saying we look like normal people. We look and dress how we dress, but like I mean, like it's one of those things where like you could be in a room full of whatever, and no one knows that in a second you could whip out a
Yes.
guitar or like or like if there's a piano in the room or something. And the same thing with like, if need be, I have now stockpiled things that I have, and I could probably get on stage in a heartbeat.
And also you can sense the kindred spirits, and like
yes,
those it's easy to seek those people out the older I get. I guess when I was younger I didn't see them as clearly as I do now, but you can see that those creative spirits a little easier.
Yes, no, I completely agree. And
he's like, I'm gonna go talk to that person, and not that person.
yes, absolutely. No, I completely agree. And you also feel like, oh man, I've been to so many of these like, events or what, a Netflix event, those things you have to go to or whatever, or just, or not even that. Cause most of the time you see people, but then you go to these like other kind of party, like, industry stuff or whatever. And the minute you zero in on another comedian or music or somebody, you like, I fly over to that section of the room too. Like, I just don't, I'm like, God, please fuck.
You can almost tell by body posture,
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to go hang over there.
Absolutely.
that corner will be better for me, right?
Oh my God, yeah, to absolutely. So when
100%.
were you around, like, because I think to me, I mean, and this may not be that crazy, like, for you, but going from 22 years with the 10,000 Maniacs and then, you know, to doing what you're doing now. What is your official title, by the way, at the
I
museum?
am I am a events program manager, I believe is my title, but I
Yeah.
work with the vice president of guest experience and
Mhm.
programming, and he and I uh, kind of put the whole festival together.
Wow.
Um, figured out, who's the headliners, I do a lot of work with late night comedy, and that is
Mhm.
getting people that might not be an everyday name, but should be,
I agree. Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know,
Yeah.
like our lineup. I don't want to miss any names, so I'm not going to mention any, but I think the lineup this year was fantastic.
Me too. I know
Um,
all those guys. Well, some of them, a
yeah.
couple of them I did. I've never met Shane Torres, but I
Oh,
became
he's one of my favorites. I love
me
Shane.
too. Became a
Yeah.
quick fan of his, and we
Yeah.
talked for a long time, and then he popped
Good.
back in later, which was great. And then, but a lot of those guys I remember. And by the way, now I feel like as the guy who booked this thing, I crashed your party because George Slaughter was the one who called and said he wanted me to be part of the festival, sort of almost last minute. But we
Oh, I
had
don't know anything about that, but
oh, that's crazy. Okay, good, good, good. Well, then I shouldn't have said anything. But
well,
anyway, but that was
maybe it's a party that's supposed to be crashed. I mean,
yeah,
like,
right, like that. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. Yeah, I mean, but you're right. Like those guys are, there's so many of us, which is such a it's a good thing and
it's
it's a
amazing, and
yeah,
it's again very parallel to music. There's so many of us.
yeah,
There there's so many that are really really good. That boy, it gets hard
yeah. No, it
to
does.
sort because you end up sorting people that are really really good.
Yep.
Um, oh man, I love these guys. Talking bands, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love these comics. I love this person. Now you're dealing at a level where everyone's good.
Yes. Yeah. And
And
it makes
that
for a
then
fucking blast.
yeah, but it also becomes hard to pick people. They're like,
Mhm.
oh, who would I like to come?
Yeah.
Who would we like to come? I shouldn't say I,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's a group decision. But
Right.
uh, yeah, and we love it at the Comedy Center to
Yeah.
try to cultivate that.
Mm,
I feel like it's almost and I don't want to speak out of turn against people above me at the center, but I feel like it's an incubator for that talent. And
yeah.
come here because you deserve to be here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
It's
I
one of
love it.
those it's one of those things that and I've talked about this kind of thing on the show like a lot where there's stuff that carries you through your moments of your career. And I think that to be a part of that festival and to be at
Hmm.
the National Comedy Museum is something that you can wear as like a
I
badge of
hope
honor.
so
Yeah. It's
because that makes me as a person who was raised in Jamestown very proud of our little town.
very cool.
Because that's our badge. I mean,
Yeah.
we work very hard to keep that badge polished.
Yeah.
you know, and
I,
I hope you felt that when you were here.
oh,
You know,
absolutely. 100%. I was going to say I felt that from every other comedian that I spoke to that was there. They were
oh,
grateful to
that's
be
great
there.
to
They
hear.
were
That's great to
and
hear.
and just like, it's very hard like, comedians especially are kind of jaded sometimes. So like but just
We're
to
all
see
jaded,
that
man. We're all
right?
fucking
Right?
jaded.
But just to see that fade away because of where they like everybody that stepped onto the Lucy set, like I had
Right.
to give everybody like at least 5 minutes to go, what the fuck is going like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like where am I? And because you had to, you couldn't not
Yeah.
acknowledge it.
Am I actually here? Like, what
Yeah,
is this? This is weird.
exactly. Yeah, to
Yeah.
have that
Right.
moment was
Sure.
great.
Sure.
But again, but when you left, to do this, what was your experience like? Were you coming into the comedy center cold as far as doing this kind of work or
No, not 100%.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you got to go while you were in Jamestown to see the show at the Reg A or anything at the Reg A.
I was doing the interviews over there, so just
Sure.
waiting. I didn't get
Sure.
to see it.
That's a 1,200 seat historic theater here in Jamestown, New York. That it for a good chunk of my life, 7.5 years, I was the technical director and facilities director there
Wow.
while I was in the 10,000 Maniacs. So I was touring
Wow.
and I was running this union hall from a laptop and a cell phone from hotel rooms from all over the country, if not the world, like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there were a couple comedy festivals. I did not work for the Comedy Center. I worked for the theater, but I ran from the theater's perspective, the comedy festival from a laptop and a cell phone in a hotel room because I was on tour with the 10,000 Maniacs. So I would have crew
Crazy.
guys. I remember having Lucy Arnaz, Lucille Ball's daughter,
Yeah.
on stage, and I'm making it up, but I was in Boise, Idaho or somewhere, in a hotel room going, well, tell Lucy the electricity's out, like, the show might not happen, whatever.
Right.
So I did come from a background of that.
Yeah.
And also being in the Maniacs, guitar teching for the Maniacs, which taught me a lot about professional production.
Mm-hmm.
That high level of production. You're going to be around on big stages with big sound systems and big
Right.
things. And then I took care of that theater, and then I just went into Maniacs World, and I did Maniacs World I was just a band guy for 15 years.
Wow.
I
That's
don't even
incredible.
know. And then the band got a little woozy. We had our lead singer say she didn't know how long she could do this for.
Right.
And all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, I need a real job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hadn't had a fucking real job in a while, right?
Right.
So I was looking around and I found a position at the Comedy Center and talked to Journey, the executive director, and was quickly led into that family, which has proved to be really great for me.
Yeah.
My skill set works. You know, I'm still great friends with the Maniacs. I was
Oh.
up at the bass player's house just this last Friday, hanging
Oh, that's
out.
so good to hear.
So, no, they tell me I can't say this. This is no announcement by any means, but
Okay.
over COVID, we worked on a new album quite a bit,
Sweet.
and they're saying they're finishing it, and they're going, Jeff, we need you to come back and fix some guitar parts. So um,
Oh,
maybe in the next year or two, some new material will be released. I don't know.
that is
I
so fucking
hope
cool,
that
man.
happens.
Yeah, me
Um,
too.
I'm officially not a part of the band, but they're my family. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I love them with all my heart. So that um, I'll go help make that record happen if
Wow.
that happens.
Yeah.
Uh, but they've been calling me and talking to me. Hey, you got all these great guitar parts, but there's this one mistake you need to come fix. So I'm happy to go do that.
Yeah, that's so
It's
fucking
an
cool,
important
dude.
legacy for Jamestown. Uh,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and I don't know if when you came into town, you didn't know that.
No, no clue.
Yeah. Nope, they're from here. Yeah, I mean,
Wow. Yeah, that blows me away, dude. I had no idea because I've been a fan. I mean, I love the 10,000 Maniacs. I love Natalie Merchant.
right.
And just to have you guys come back, with some new stuff would
Yeah,
be fucking amazing. There was a
yeah.
resurgence of that kind of stuff. And I don't know if it was due to COVID or the lockdown, but did you feel that too? Where like a lot of these legacy bands were like, hey, there's I
For
mean, I'm sure
sure.
that a lot of them were touring too, or like maybe doing a little bit of stuff, but I just
COVID
think it blew
lockdown
up,
was the most creative I'd been in a decade.
right?
I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, me,
I
dude.
was like, I loved it. I locked myself like, okay, I'm going to swing this over here. Here's my nice mic
Oh,
stand for my really expensive microphone, right? But
nice.
I
Yeah.
locked myself in my garage and I wrote more music and did more poetry and did more creative things than I had done in a long time,
Yeah. It
over
was
the
a rare glimpse into what we would do if we had the time and were not burdened by bullshit.
right. If not burdened by socioeconomic status,
Yeah. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
They'll go, if I didn't need money, this is what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And
100%.
on the flip side of that too, you saw what happened to people who were in like ingratiated into into the socioeconomic bullshit of that system who could not see themselves outside of it. Because that's what I
Right.
think a lot of that that, you know, people losing their minds about not being able to go to the Fuddruckers down the street, you know, if it was like, or
Right,
whatever,
no,
you know. Yeah,
I had none of those problems.
me neither. I didn't get off. And you know
I
what's
was
funny
like
about, and people must see
I
you
was
as
like,
an
"Fuck
extra.
off, leave me alone, I'll be fine," you know,
Me
I
too.
was very much like that,
Yeah,
and,
me.
I enjoyed it, and, I look back on it very fondly in a way. I know there's a huge section of the population that does not,
I'm the
but
same way.
but
Um, uh,
I know my wife and daughter
it's
are like, "Oh my god, he's gonna be home for weeks at a time. What are we gonna do?" Yeah, they were like,
oh,
because
that's
they
so
weren't used
good.
to me
I
being
know, and
home,
that's
because I was on tour all the time.
right.
They're like, "What's it gonna be like having him around?" Turned out to be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
It all
yeah.
worked out.
I'm glad. I'm really glad to hear
Yeah,
that, because I
no,
think a lot
it
of
worked
people
out
went through
fine.
that and they were like, "Hey, you know what's new about me after COVID? Don't have a wife anymore."
Right, yeah,
You know,
luckily, that did not happen to me, no.
yeah. No, I feel you, man. And that was like, you know, I created this uh during the pandemic because a podcast is something I never wanted to do. I liked being on them. I loved doing interviews. I like traveling
Sure.
on the road and doing that shit. But to me, I was like, well, there's other people that just, you know, they came from an audio, you know, an AV background, and they know how to do all this
You
shit.
know, John, this might be the first podcast I've ever been on.
Really?
Yeah, you
Oh, that's
know,
fucking sick, dude.
yeah, no one reaches out to me, I'm just the weird guy from Jamestown. You know
We want all the weird guys from
you know,
Jamestown. That's the vibe on the. That's the vibe, dude.
I worked
Um,
with Daniel at the Comedy Center, and it was in 10,000 Maniacs for 22 years, I just got a weird story.
yeah, man, it's great. No, it's fucking. It's so fucking great, dude. And then just want to touch on a couple other things from the Comedy Center too. Just
Mhm.
like
Please do, because I love talking about it.
sweet. So I mean, this particular year, you guys had a couple dudes from SNL, Mikey Day, I think,
Mhm.
and I can't
Mikey
remember the.
Day ended up having to cancel because of something I'm not really 100%
Oh,
sure.
okay.
I can't disclose why.
Oh, okay, okay. But the head writer from SNL was still here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was here. But then Jon Stewart, you had, and
Yep.
then you had Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers. You had, you know, and those guys are
Yep.
fucking a blast, and they're super great. Um, are you? Is the like how far in advance are you guys booking, and is there any um rhyme? I want to say rhyme or reason, because there's always a reason to have those guys there. But like, you know what I
There's
mean?
just
Like, are
never a rhyme, man. There's just never a rhyme.
yeah, 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 right. But
There's
like
always a reason. There's just never a rhyme.
rhyme, yeah, yeah. You gotta. Where's
Yeah.
yeah, like, but like, you know, I mean, because it seems like you guys have had a very unique, eclectic brand of people that come up there that are supportive of it, that are getting it behind it. But I know touring the museum is a thing that you want all of these guys to do to really get the feel of
Yeah,
it,
we
like the rest of us did.
really do. So they go and share it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, are you guys putting something together? Is there video footage of this kind of thing? Like, what's the liberty that you guys take, and who are you looking to get, and who are you looking at? Like, has Leno been there yet? Has
Leno was
Conan?
here. He was here years ago. I couldn't tell you the year right now.
Okay,
Recited. I wasn't working there. Um,
gotcha.
but yeah, he's been to town. Seinfeld's been to town.
Oh, that's
Um,
great.
yeah.
I can't imagine it's hard to get them. Maybe it is, but to be able to be like, "Hey guys, we've accumulated your life," you know, and
Well,
we want your yeah.
I think they've all lent their certain stamp of support to the
Mhm.
center. You know, yeah, Jim Gaffigan is on our board of advisors. Bargatze, I can't recite them all right now. I don't have
Louis
my
Black.
notes in front of me, but yeah,
Oh
Lewis.
yeah.
Oh, Lou is great. I don't know how much you've hung out with him, but
He's a good he's just become a good friend, and like somebody to like, again, he did the podcast early on. I'd met him
that's nice.
previously, and then
He's a very, very, very great man. He's
he
just,
really is. He is
yeah,
genuinely, you know, you hear a lot, you know, I'm sure you did the same thing with musicians and stuff like that too, where you're like, so and so is very nice. But
yeah.
Louis Black is genuinely one
Oh,
of the nicest fucking dudes in this business. And
unbelievably so.
I've called him to go see Toad when they're in town, you know, to like or
Right.
whatever. Like, and I've called him to see what he's doing, and I've called him for advice, and he just always picks up the phone, and he's the nicest guy, and he always
Yeah.
donates and supports my MS benefit every year. So,
Nice.
you know,
Fantastic.
Could not be a nicer man.
No, I'm not going to mention any names, but it's a very, 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 and I'm talking my Maniacs career and my 3 years at the National Comedy Center. Well, my 3 years at the National Comedy Center, I've never encountered anyone that's been difficult to deal with.
Right.
And in my course of my life, I think I've only come across 2 celebrities that were difficult to deal with.
Right.
Most people I've dealt with are like, oh my God, I'm pretty lucky to be here, so I'm going to be nice to be here.
Yes.
I'm just going to be nice while I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's been very comforting to learn over the years.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
like,
really good to hear.
I'm thankful to be here. I'm not going to be an asshole, you know. Oh, I'm sorry. I want, Hawaiian punch in my dressing room or whatever, like
Right.
Who cares, like,
yeah,
it's not that heavy of a lift.
Yeah, and what's cool about that too is that Jamestown is such a community-oriented town that I think, I mean, we all stayed. I met Bill Murray in the hotel. I
Nice.
think when I was but we all stay at the same place.
Yeah.
And there's local eateries that people are super happy to share with you, that
Right.
they're proud of their hometown, and you automatically kind of feel like not only are you involved in the comedy community as a comedian when you go to visit the museum, but then you also become a part of the Jamestown community, and they're just as excited.
Oh, that's nice.
It was so nice, man. It really made
nice to hear you say.
Yeah. It made us feel weird when we were leaving.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we're like, oh,
I want to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were like, this is kind of nice. This is really nice.
And from now, obviously, I was in and out of there while you were recording your podcast with all the different people that were there, but the vibe felt good in the room when you were in there.
I'm glad.
With all those comedians.
Thank you.
And I'm guessing that you knew some of them, right?
No, I did. I knew Jay Jordan. I knew Adam Amawala. I knew Erica Rhodes. I knew Seth Herzog from The Tonight Show.
Nice.
We had met years ago on The Tonight Show. I don't remember even actually. He knew more about it. I remembered it, but he was like, yeah, it was this time and around this time.
Oh, he had a very mathematical memory.
Yeah. And then I just felt like a moron. I was like, oh no, no. I also
You're like, yep, okay, that's what it was.
Because you're doing that kind of stuff and you just black out anyway. So he was. I knew Seth, I knew Erica, but like Shane, I didn't know. Mia, I got to meet for the first time, and Caitlin Gill. But we all like connected afterward, and Nate, Nate I had known, Nathan McIntosh I had known before.
Oh yeah,
and oh god, he's hilarious.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he came and did it twice, which is so funny because he's like, I want to do it again, and I was like, okay.
Right.
The best part too was
he did your podcast twice.
Yeah, he did it twice. Yeah, he came
so
back.
Are you gonna edit?
Oh yeah,
the two of them into one. Yeah. Like...
absolutely. He just gave us so much. But my favorite part about him doing it a second time was when he had looked us up, and he was the first time I did this, he goes, I feel bad because I thought this was like I thought you guys were like this local radio guys that were doing a thing over here. Because he was like, I didn't know you had like Paul Reiser and Leno on and fucking, the Police and like whatever. And I was like, oh no, yeah, of course, dude. And he was like, well, what the fuck?
We actually have something here.
Yeah, he was hilarious. He was just super.
So that must have been. I can't wait to see it when you put it out. But I love the background of the Lucy set.
Oh, me too. That was iconic.
That's cool. I mean, that's. I just love the idea of you talking to Nate McIntosh on Lucy's couch.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
It was great, and even like I said, Shane came back in, but he just jokingly like he crashed Erica and Seth's interview by doing that. Like, remember like classic TV used to have the guy come in like. Through the door and be like, it's the mailman, but it was Dean Martin or whatever.
Right, exactly.
He literally did like a weird walk-on thing, and we were all just fucking dying. And it was
sure. So that makes for good fodder. I mean,
yeah,
it
really it felt like just a bunch of it's just the best part of being at a festival because there's the outside experience of the festival, like running into Kelly Carlin twice.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, she is, and then. Literally the day before, she was like, you got to go to the pub for lunch. I love those guys. And they're great. It's Sam and Rich, right? Sam and Rich.
Yeah.
They're fucking phenomenal.
Amazing you
But
remember the names. That's great.
oh yeah, they leave an impression. How can you, and then but so
Well,
the
I
day
see
before.
Sam at the grocery store in the morning.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
That's fucking great. But
Small
the
town
next
kid,
day we go there for lunch and she's sitting at the bar already. And she's just like, guys, just come. Cause we were like, is this the place? We couldn't remember. And then she was like, this is the place. Just come on in. And, and then we just had lunch together and it was great.
I remember when I was newly off the Maniacs train and newly on the Comedy Center train. So it was quite a transition.
Yeah.
And it at times an uncomfortable transition. Like, wow, I'm going from traveling all the time, being on stage all the time, to doing more behind the scenes things, right? And I was at a function where Kelly was there. And she gave me a hug and just said, "Welcome to the family, Jeff." And
Wow.
I remember just going, "Who are you? You are the best." It was great,
She
just
is.
for her to give me that sort of affirmation that I'm probably in the right place,
Yeah.
Um, it was very heartfelt to me. She
Yeah.
was so great.
She is the sweetest and very, very kind and very nice. And this also very chill.
Very
Like,
chill.
yeah. And that's the best thing. It like puts you at ease. Again, we were talking about, landmarks in your career, or like things that make you feel like you're accepted or part of the community or whatever it is. She had me come out and come to the viewing and the after party for her dad's documentary.
Oh, wow.
So got to meet Judd, had Michael Bonfiglio on the show. And then, of course, going to that thing, you just see a bunch of other comedians that you come up with that that you love and stuff like that. So we're all hanging out at
Right.
the after party in honor of George Carlin, and Kelly's there and she's host, and it's great. I mean, it just makes you feel like, again, like you're part of this community, and I have her to thank for that.
Yeah, and also very human.
Yeah. Well, when I texted her and told her I was going to be there, she was just like, "I'm so happy you're here." I was like,
right.
Fuck. That's so nice.
Same vibe,
Yeah.
like, and this was your first time coming to the comedy festival here in Jamestown.
Yes.
I hope you felt that vibe all over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good. And I hope the other comedians did, because that's what we try to cultivate,
I really did get that impression from them, just from talking to them when they were down there. And it was almost like here's the thing about comedians too, and I'm sure you know this, musicians might actually, my friend and I were just talking about this, and we don't know if musicians have the same experience.
It's pretty parallel, man.
It's
like,
got to be, right? We
really
comedians
close.
very much feel like the bastard children in any environment. And so when we get into a place where we're treated almost too well, we're like, are they going to eat us later? Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
like, we're like, we don't.
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Someone's
Exactly.
gonna fuck me. Something's gonna. The jig is up. Yeah. No.
Exactly.
Very much so with musicians too, especially early on. When you're coming up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, someone's gonna pop our tires. Like.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I had somebody leave a dead bird on my car once, parked behind the comedy club I was performing in, and it's not like it fell out of the tree dead. This thing was left there. Yeah. This thing was a warning. But yeah, we were like, oh, and then we just booked the gig the following year.
Oh, you didn't eat it? You should have. I thought comedians were hungry. You should have popped that thing in the microwave.
That was probably on the comics menu, and I didn't realize it. I just, that was.
And you turned it down.
Right. That's weird. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, but so did you know were you friends with any comedians? Did you meet any comedians when you were on tour with 10,000 Maniacs?
Yeah, good question. Not many. Mostly it was other bands, but I remember doing a gig with John Lovitz once.
Oh shit.
Yeah. We shared a trailer, that sort of thing.
Nice.
But boy, the comedian thing didn't happen very often.
How was John?
What's that?
How was John when you were with him?
He was great. It was at a casino was in like Reno, Nevada, in a parking lot where the casino brought in a big stage and turned the parking lot into a concert venue.
Wow.
And John Lovitz went on 2 acts before us. Also, I remember doing one, and I really love this day. I don't know if you know him. I don't know if you'd classify him as a comedian. I would.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Rainbow, you know who he is?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it was early on in the first Trump administration, and Randy was just going boom, 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 you know?
That's great.
And no one that I was on tour with knew who he was, but me and my wife loved him, you
Yeah.
know? And we were like, oh, well, let's see what Randy's doing this week, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we pulled into this big gig in Wisconsin, and I saw on a dressing room door his name, and I was like, oh, I am meeting him. So
Nice.
yeah, and I have actually, I'm not going to share it, but I have a picture of him and I giving each other kisses on the cheek because I was, you know, I was just so proud of him as a
Yeah.
person, you know.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah.
He's
So,
phenomenal.
but comedians, not that many. Those are the two that come to mind real fast. But
That's cool.
um,
Whether who were the band? Like, 'cause I'm trying to think of who are the bands that you guys came up with? Because is it the same too, where like you're trying to get that late night spot to get your stuff elevated? Like, were you ever like crossing
yeah.
paths with another band? Did you
Well, I
feel
wasn't an
competitive
original
with other
member.
bands
I came in after Natalie left.
after Natalie left? Yeah.
Yeah. So um, they did all that. But then I
Nice.
found myself on bills with the B-52s, you
Oh,
know, and
great.
you know, all kinds of things like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, playing in Brazil and Argentina and, you know, going all over. But um, yeah, I mean, it was just, it's hard to put it into words, really.
Sure. Yeah.
You just went and did the job.
Yeah. Absolutely. Is it kind of? I mean, at some point, does it ever just become a gig? Like, is it ever just a grind?
That's a yes and no. You
Sure.
know, I would say that touring comics would say the same thing. Like, oh, it's
Absolutely.
the worst part about it was when you weren't on stage, right?
Oh God.
Because you're
Yeah.
just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, whether
Right.
it's waiting in an airport, waiting on a tour bus, waiting in a hotel room, waiting for the time to go work.
Yep.
And then you get your hour and a half on stage or whatever, and that's your time, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a grind to it, but there's also a great reward to it. You know, just like any art, you
Yeah.
know,
Anytime you're on stage, I mean, the stage is always the
you know,
reward.
you spend hours painting a painting, right? The painting's not right until it's just right.
Yeah.
The reward is when the painting's done. You
Yeah.
know, it's
That's
I can't remember the quote or who said it, but you know, what is artwork? I think artwork is when it's actually is artwork the painting when it's done, or is art when you're painting it? And I believe it's art when you're painting it.
yeah. I
The
I
the art
agree.
the painting is the residue of the artwork.
Yeah.
So the joke that you told or the song that you sang after it's done is that's the residue of the actual art.
Yeah. The
And
process of it is the art
exactly.
itself.
So that's what I always loved about it. So um the grind was always worth it.
Yeah. That's
You
great,
know?
man.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a really great way to put that. Um, are you were you musically inclined like right from the start when you were younger? Like, what was the thing that got you involved in the arts in general?
Yeah, since I was a little kid, you know,
Mm,
just always wanted to do music. That was all I ever thought about,
right.
to the point where I was an ADHD kid and, you know, in school. Like, put him here. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Put him in art classes. I mean, that's what they did.
Right.
Thank God. um, you know, and I've never gotten rich off of it. I've never gotten hugely famous, but
Mhm.
boy, I've lived a very um, nice, comfortable life, you know.
Hell yeah, man. I,
There's
I, I
there's food in my fridge, and I've raised my child, and you know
yeah,
I got you know I'm very grateful for all of it,
that's great, dude.
and it
And
was
that's
all cultivated through an artistic way of approaching being alive. I mean, that's really true.
that's really well put.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that's like, I think there's definitely people you meet who just want to be instantly famous and it's fine. I could give a fuck. I just want to be able to make a living,
yeah,
and do
that's the way
do
I
it.
always was. Yeah,
Yeah, because you still have. I mean, the amount of like every now and again when like some shit drags
You're
you down, and
breaking up a little bit.
you know what? Okay, I wasn't sure. You're kind of doing this. We're in the middle of some offshoot of a hurricane.
Yeah.
Like we got some weather going on, so I think that's kind
Believe
of.
me, I vacation on the Outer Banks every year. Not this year.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
um,
How are we doing now?
it's still a little choppy.
Yeah, what the hell?
Well, I mean, if it's not working, I don't know if you can still hear me.
I can
But
still hear you just fine. You know what the thing is too is these are local recordings, so it should be fine once it's done.
gotcha.
I try. That's why I switched everything to doing it.
I
Like
just want to
to
say
actually
I
having it
loved meeting
download
you, and I
from where
loved
you are to where I
spending time
that
with
way.
you. Oh, there we go.
Oh, good.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, good. Yeah. So are you.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome.
So the wave is receded from the shoreline, or what?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And then it'll come back again, and literally you'll just see me get wiped away on screen.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Um.
Um,
No. What I was
uh,
gonna say too is just we've all been through that where the industry kind of drags you down and it fucking sucks to be, like you're just complaining about it. And then if I look back, like when I got back from the comedy museum, I saved the bracelet, I saved all the
oh,
passes and had all these great photos and shit. And I have I haven't really put it together yet, but I have like a thing just for a scrapbook in the future. And then I started looking through it and I was like, you're just amazed at what you've done and the stuff that you got to, the
right.
people you get to meet, the memories you make, the shit you get to do, speaking at different schools. What's crazy too is that I'm sure you feel the same way because you're,
That's the real wealth to me.
exactly same.
Yeah, that's the
And,
real wealth.
and yeah, and like, I mean, again, for comedian, but for me, like the fact that like I started in New York telling shitty dick joke, you know what I mean? Like just dick jokes or
Right.
whatever. And then like I can track years later when I got to write for Newsweek for a bit there. And that's only because I'm a comedian.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? I'm sure. I
But
mean, there's
if you didn't start by telling the shitty dick joke,
yeah,
that trail wouldn't have started.
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
If I wouldn't have pissed my friends off when I was 14 by playing at a campfire and them telling me to please put the guitar away because you suck,
Right.
I didn't listen to them.
Sure. No.
So it's very. I just love the parallels between comedy and music. There are so many.
Absolutely.
I almost could want to write a book about it.
Oh my God. Dude,
You
you
know,
should. Let me
and
know.
interview a bunch of comedians and interview a bunch of musicians and go, oh my God, look, we are both on the same road.
That's dude,
You
we
know?
should, if you do it, I'll be in full support of that or help any way I
Yeah,
can because again, like just going through this show, the theaters, the crappy venue, the
yeah.
venues, the
Can I eat pizza for the sixth night in a row? I don't think I can. I
exactly.
guess it'll be
Exactly.
ramen tonight.
Yeah. Oh my God. I
When you're
fucking
dirt
ramen, dude.
poor and you're like, oh,
Yeah. The late night
yeah.
ramen in a hotel room, man. I mean, that's
Whose
just
couch am I sleeping on?
yeah. Yeah. And then I wonder why 20 years later I'm like, what's wrong with my stomach? Uh
Right, right. I still to this day, my daughter, she's 23 now, but when she was coming up, she loved ramen noodles. I
mhm.
still to this day can't eat them
Oh yeah, man. No.
because there was a good chunk of my life where that's what it was. Like,
Yeah.
what do you got? $5 when to go to the store, and this is dinner for the next 2 nights.
And that's a taste that fucking lingers. That
I can't
stayed
even smell. And once I open the package and smell them, I'm like, nope,
right.
I
That's
can't
so
do it.
funny.
Can't do it at all.
Did you sidestep drugs and alcohol?
No, yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
I never fell into an addiction realm.
That's good.
Um,
Yeah.
I like a drink. I've tested a lot of drugs. Nothing ever stuck. It's never been my thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I I would be missed. LSD was a thing that changed my life, but I only did it a little tiny bit.
Okay. So now that I have
You
questions
you know what
about.
I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
oh, I got something out of it, and then I put it down.
That's so
Like,
good. That's like people who
I
can gamble and walk away, man. It's
I
such a
knew it was
crazy.
powerful, and I got what I got out of it, and I'm glad I got out what I got out of it. But I also set it down very quickly after I picked it up. So
Yeah.
no, I've never, well, I'm having a beer while we're doing this. So I like I like having a beer after work, and
Yeah.
but no, I've never, thank God.
No, I'm in the same boat, man. I don't.
I've seen a lot of people do it though.
Yeah, no, same,
Yeah,
exactly. And I'm the same way. I'm the person who can also walk away from stuff, which is odd because my father definitely couldn't. So I always thought those things were
yeah.
like somewhat genetic. And then I think maybe because of that, I've also been like, hey, you know what? I'm good with.
Have I gone too far? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drank too much that night, or blah blah blah. It's just,
Yes. Same.
it's never been something that I've
Yeah, I've
put
never
in.
missed it. If
Yeah.
I was never like sitting around going like, oh fuck, I really need to do this thing or I can't. Like I made it a point to never in my younger years doing stand up, never drinking before going on stage because I saw too
Oh,
many people who needed it.
for the last, so I was in the Maniacs for 22 years. And I'm going to say for the last 10 years of the time I was in the band,
Mm.
zero drinks or anything before performance.
Oh, nice. That's great, man. Exactly.
So the reward was after the performance. Like,
Yep.
then let's go have drinks at the bar and celebrate that we did good. So that was fun.
100%.
But these people are counting on you. Those promoters counting on you. There's people that are spending money on you.
Yeah.
And go do your job and giving them a good thing. And
Yep.
so that was always really important to me. And I didn't. And ultimately, who do you embarrass?
Oh yeah.
You embarrass yourself. So
Absolutely.
I also didn't want to do that.
Yeah, no. And
Yeah.
I remember doing it once
Oh
before a
yeah.
thing.
Well, that's how you learn, right?
Yeah. And it was an auction at the end, and by the end of it, well, also people were buying me drinks too when I was on stage, which is a
Oh
mistake.
yeah.
You should never, but I did it. And then by the end of it, they were like, do you want to stay and give away the prizes at the end, like the auction prizes? And I was hammered, and I was like, yeah, I want to stay and help give those away. And I
Yeah, I'll do
started
that.
giving shit out to people that didn't that
Yeah.
weren't their ticket holders. I
But
was
it was
just like,
probably
you got a
funny.
nice
Was it
face.
funny?
Oh, it's
Kind of
hilarious.
sounds funny.
It was very funny, but it was making the person who was running the event like shit their like they were
Right.
like, oh no, you can't do that. And I was like, get the
You
fuck out
just
of here.
fucked everything up.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm gonna give this Mickey Mantle trading card to this guy.
Yeah,
Love that
Jim
shirt.
over here. Right.
Yeah. You got a nice face.
No, I mean, when I was younger, I had those incidents, but I learned pretty quickly from them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no,
You're just not as good on it as you are off of it.
100%.
Yeah.
Not as good. It's not worth it. It's not
Yeah.
worth the gamble.
You know what I noticed too, by the way, I was thinking about you guys handle the God, how do I even like just the parts of comedy or the history of it
Sure.
that is wildly uncomfortable for especially today for most
Right.
people. But I love that you guys didn't try to deny anybody like the right to know or the right to see it. You're like, this is a part, like you really did treat it like it was going into like a natural history museum. You're just like, this is a part of it. We're not
Yeah,
proud
and
of it.
I'm reluctant to speak about that because I didn't work there when they were building that
Oh, okay.
part of the museum.
Mm-hmm.
But God bless them for upholding that because
Yeah.
We W. Camus Bell, when he was there, he said, "This is where the First Amendment lives."
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great
and
way to put it.
yeah, and he said that, I didn't, but
Mm-hmm.
as a person who works there and really believes in its mission, God damn, that's important,
Yes.
especially right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder. I mean, to me, it's like hallowed ground. Like, yeah, you have to be able to say whatever you want to say.
Right.
Whether it's
Yeah.
in a song or in a joke, it has
Yeah.
the condition of being human relies on that to me.
I completely agree. And it was just nice to see it all there.
Yeah. And so I'm very, very proud of that. Although I can't take any credit for it, I stand with it and I stand strong with it.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
how could you not?
Right. I mean, that's, but it's just one of those things like, oh my God, they're not trying to erase anything. They're not trying to like
No,
curate it or censor or go through it and wipe away some stuff. You're like, here's the ugly, here's the good, here's the,
preserve it all.
yeah.
It all happened. It's all truth, right? It yeah.
Yeah.
Document it. Yeah.
Do you guys, I mean, I'm just going to go for my favorites or whatever too. I didn't see a lot of Robin Williams stuff in there. Are you working with his family at all by any chance?
Oh,
Like maybe
that's out of my purview.
it is. Okay. Okay. I
Yeah,
had to
so I
ask
don't know.
because I saw the
I can't
USO
say
stuff
no.
and
I can't say no. I can't say yes. I really don't know.
sure.
Um,
Sure.
there are things in there of him.
Yes.
Uh,
Saw them.
but yeah, no. That's the archives department. That is not my department.
That's so crazy. But that's awesome because I was wondering what the
I'm in
problem. I mean,
yeah.
then somebody said Joan Rivers was a work in progress. Like they just got it now, but she had been a part of it
Sure.
when she was, So it's about building those
I actually got
relationships.
the very first show, the Comedy Center, before the Comedy Center shovels went in the ground. I was the technical director of the theater I was talking about earlier. And the Comedy Center, in hopes of proving themselves, raising money, making their statement to build it, did a show at the theater that I ran, and it was Joan Rivers. So I actually got to work with Joan Rivers for an evening, which was incredible.
That is incredible, man.
Yeah.
What was she like in person?
I have a great story. It just takes too long to tell,
Oh, tell it. I don't give a shit. I mean, unless you don't want to, but just we got.
Okay, can I ask you this?
Yeah,
because you do some post editing, right?
Yeah.
Can I take a pee break?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So pause, and I'll come tell you that story because it's a really good story.
Oh, go for it, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me.
Sure. Sir.
Yeah. So, Joan Rivers story. So I was running this theater, and every day that I had a big star come in or a big show come in, I would get up early in the morning, look at the rider that I'd been looking at for weeks, double check it. So I'm sitting in this very seat I'm sitting now in my garage, and I'm looking at Joan Rivers' rider, and I realized I missed something really major.
Oh shit!
And it was a 6-foot by 9-foot mirror that she wanted hung behind the big band that I had hired locally. So I had hired a big band for her.
Right.
I had missed this part of the rider, and this is day of show.
Oh my God. And
so I'm having an oh shit moment, like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed this, right? And it's the Comedy Center's first show they're ever doing. The Comedy Center isn't even built yet. Shovels haven't even gone on the ground. So it's a fundraising, thing for them.
Right.
Hugely important. Joan Rivers is coming to Jamestown. Like, what?
Yeah. Right.
Jamestown. So I realized that I was acquaintances with someone who was on the Comedy Center board that owned a glass shop. And I called this person and I said to him, is there such a thing as a plexiglass mirror? Because I did not want to hang, if I had to find a glass mirror, framed, rig it, hang it in a theater on a line set.
Right.
In a union hall.
Yeah.
With no notice.
Right.
Like I'm in trouble. And this human being, I can't believe it, says to me on the phone, he goes, yeah, I got a 6x9 one here. Do you want it? I was going to throw it away.
Oh my God.
Plexiglass.
That's fucking wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I'll just have my guys drop it off at the theater. So they drop it off. We drill holes in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to frame it because it's not glass. It's not going to kill anyone. Flew it up into the theater. Fast forward to the end of the day. Joan is 45 minutes late. She's not there yet.
Wow.
I have a line in the theater that's going around the block, and I am the person in charge of opening the house. Note that the show doesn't start until Jeff says, go.
Wow.
Right? Open the house. Joan was so awesome. So she shows up. She goes down into the dressing rooms in the basement underneath the stage. There's also something somewhere written that she or one of her representatives has to approve the stage before we can open, right?
Holy shit.
So I go down into the hallway, and she's only traveling with one person. Can't remember that gentleman's name. He was very nice, though.
Right.
And I said, I've got a line around the block. I really need to open the house. Can we get the stage approved?
Yeah.
Well, Joan comes up on the stage, and the newly formed Comedy Center board members a couple of them are there. Journey Gunderson's there. I don't know if you got to meet her.
I did.
Yeah, so that she was brand new. She had just started taking this over. God bless her. And I was nervous as hell because I thought Joan Rivers was going to yell at me, because when I went down into the hallway and asked for approval, I heard from her dressing room, tell whoever that fucker is to keep his fucking pants on, or something like that. And I thought, oh my God, she's going to come up on stage and murder me. So she comes up on stage and she says, who's Jeff? Where's Jeff? And I go, well, it's me. You know, I don't even want to, you know. So she goes, come over here. And she goes, you've done everything perfectly, but do you have a mid-stage curtain?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to cut the stage in half if I can, and move the orchestra up so the orchestra is closer to the audience, and pull in a mid-stage curtain.
Wow.
Very easy to do.
Yeah.
I said, yes, but now I have to tell Joan Rivers to her face that the mirror will not work now.
Right.
Because I don't have time to rehang it.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I have to take it down. My line was around the block.
Yeah.
I need to open this house.
Yeah.
And so, in front of new board members and new Journey and everything was new. You know, everything was new and scary. And I said to Joan, I'm sorry, but we're not going to be able to use the mirror at all for the show. And she laughed and she put her arm around me and she goes, Jeff, it was for one fucking joke. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. And I had worried about it all day. You know,
yeah, man.
She was sweet. She was just
priceless.
She was sweet. Yeah, I love telling that story because she was so nice and so Joan Rivers, you know.
Yeah.
She said it was for one fucking joke to bust the band's balls or something.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I love that. That's a beautiful story. I'm going to ask you the last 3 questions that I ask every guest on the show, because it's been an hour already. I can't believe it went by that fast. Would you say? No. It's well, an hour is the great. An hour is great.
Okay.
No. So first question is, if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, what piece of advice would you give yourself that would help you today?
Trust yourself. Trust your gut.
Nice.
Because I don't think I did that enough when I was younger. And I trust it a lot more now. And I that's what I would say to my younger self.
Great, man.
100%.
Second question.
Your first instinct usually is correct.
Yeah, of course. Second question is, what had to end in your life, good or bad, that led you to where you are today?
Toxic relationships.
Oh, fuck, man. Right there.
Getting rid of people that are just dead weight, and which is hard.
Yes.
But I have had to do that, and it's very difficult. It's sad and it's hard, but it is worthwhile.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, dude. It's hard to shake that shit off, but necessary.
Yes. So yeah, that's a yucky answer, but yeah, that's
no,
true.
No, that's a very true answer though. It's great. and the last question ties into the name of the show. If this was a genuine dystopia, more so than it is now, you woke up tomorrow, everybody has 24 hours left to live. What is your choice for, what do you think would happen that caused it? So it could be a meteor, a comet, political collapse, climate change, aliens, zombies, whatever you want. And what's going to be your epic death? How you going out?
Epic death? How I'm going out? Wow, that's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
Oh God. Epic death. Lawnmower accident. I'm gonna go lawnmower accident because the world's ending. I had to mow my lawn so quick that I died. You know, the thing tipped over.
Oh man, that's so sad that we can't escape manual labor even at the end of the world. Thank you so much for doing this, man, and spending time with me after the fact, and having me and welcoming me at the festival and stuff, and making it really easy.
Dystopia tonight.